Today, we're going to delve into a heart-wrenching tale of love, betrayal, and the pursuit of justice. It's the story of Michele and Costner, a woman whose life was tragically cut short in a seemingly ordinary accident that turned out to be a sinister crime. Welcome to True Crime Stories. In the heart of Iowa, amidst the rolling plains and whispering cornfields, Michele and Costner stood on the threshold of a new beginning. The year was 2008, and at the age of 41, she had embarked on a journey of self-discovery and liberation. The shackles of an unhappy marriage were about to be broken, as her divorce proceedings neared completion. Michele had already taken the bold step of securing a separate apartment and filing a restraining order against her estranged husband, Randy Davis. Michele's friends and family knew her as a vibrant and adventurous spirit, always seeking new experiences and embracing life with an infectious enthusiasm. She held a respectable position as a secretary at a local trucking company, where she commanded respect and admiration from her colleagues. On September 11, 2008, a seemingly ordinary Thursday, Michele arrived at work with a lightness in her step and a radiant smile that illuminated the office. Colleagues remarked that she seemed to have shed a heavy burden, her countenance glowing with newfound freedom. As the day progressed, Michele diligently completed her tasks, eager to embrace the evening ahead. At approximately 4:30 p.m., Michele bid farewell to her colleagues and left the office, her heart filled with anticipation for the future. Little did she know that fate had a cruel twist in store for her. Shortly after Michele's departure, a series of frantic calls flooded the 911 dispatch center. Eyewitnesses reported a harrowing accident on Interstate 235, involving a Mercury Sable car that had overturned, leaving its driver trapped and unconscious. Paramedics rushed to the scene, their sirens piercing the air, but their efforts to revive the victim proved futile. The deceased woman was later identified as Michele Davis. Initial investigations suggested that Michele had lost control of her vehicle, leading to the tragic accident. However, the following day, forensic experts revealed a startling discovery that sent shockwaves through the community. Michele's death was not the result of the crash. A single bullet wound to the head had claimed her life, transforming a seemingly straightforward accident into a sinister crime. The extracted bullet became a crucial piece of evidence, holding the potential to unmask the perpetrator. As the investigation gained momentum, detectives faced an unprecedented challenge. With no clear motive or witnesses to the crime, they embarked on a relentless pursuit of justice, determined to bring closure to Michele's family and friends. The absence of a cartridge case or any other incriminating evidence at the scene further complicated the investigation. The initial assumption of an accident had led traffic services to clear the site, inadvertently destroying potential clues. Undeterred, the detectives turned their attention to surveillance footage from nearby traffic cameras, hoping to find a shred of evidence that could shed light on the events leading up to Michele's untimely demise. After hours of painstaking analysis, investigators identified a recording from a camera position near the crime scene. The footage, though grainy and fragmented, captured the moment of Michele's car rolling over. However, the crucial moments leading to the accident remained shrouded in mystery. The investigators were left with tantalizingly few frames, none of which provided a clear explanation for the tragedy. With the camera footage yielding no definitive answers, the investigation shifted focus to potential eyewitnesses and individuals who could provide insights into Michele's life and relationships. As detectives delved deeper into her personal history, they uncovered a complex web of connections and strained dynamics. Michele's family, still reeling from the sudden and violent loss, revealed that she had been gradually rebuilding her life. Financially, she faced no significant challenges. However, they harbored suspicions that her estranged husband, Randy Davis, might be involved in her untimely demise. The pending divorce and the restraining order she had filed against him cast a dark shadow over their relationship. Meanwhile, detectives visited Michele's workplace to gather information from her colleagues. It was during these interviews that they stumbled upon a revelation that would reshape the trajectory of the investigation. Michele had found solace and companionship in the arms of another man, Matt Jorgensen, a fellow employee at the trucking company. Their bond had remained a secret, known only to a select few friends and colleagues, as Michele navigated the complexities of her divorce proceedings. The discovery of this clandestine relationship opened up new avenues of inquiry. Detectives reached out to Matt Jorgensen, hoping to piece together his whereabouts and activities on the fateful day of Michele's death. Matt, visibly shaken by the tragedy, provided a detailed account of his movements, willingly submitting to questioning. His alibi checked out, and he was subsequently cleared as a suspect. As the investigation progressed, ballistic experts meticulously examined the bullet retrieved from Michele's head. Their findings revealed that the fatal shot had been fired from a .22 caliber rifle, most likely at close range. This revelation narrowed the scope of the investigation, suggesting that the shooter had been in close proximity to Michele's vehicle at the time of the incident. A new twist emerged when the police received a call from an insurance company, informing them of a claim filed by Michele's brother, Todd, for the payout of her life insurance policy. Such claims, motivated by financial gain, are not uncommon, prompting detectives to consider the possibility that Todd might have had a hand in his sister's death. Todd, upon being questioned, vehemently denied any involvement in the crime. He explained that the family was facing financial difficulties and desperately needed the insurance money to cover Michele's funeral expenses. His alibi was corroborated, placing him in a different part of the city at the time of Michele's death. However, Todd's testimony inadvertently led the detectives to another potential suspect, Michele's stepson, Josh. Josh, Randy's son from a previous marriage, was a Marine who had recently returned home from active duty. His military training and familiarity with firearms made him a person of interest in the investigation. A crucial breakthrough came when a witness reported seeing a red pickup truck, believed to be a Ford F-150, behaving erratically on Interstate 235 on the day of Michele's death. The driver, described as an adult white male wearing a baseball cap, seemed to be chasing another vehicle. This sighting aligned with the theory that Michele had been targeted while driving. Surveillance footage from traffic cameras along Michele's route revealed the presence of a red pickup truck following her from her workplace. The grainy images tantalizingly hinted at a sinister pursuit, with the pickup truck maintaining a close distance behind Michele's car. As Michele approached the scene of the accident, the pickup truck was seen trailing closely, suggesting that the fatal shot had been fired from a moving vehicle. The detectives, armed with this new information, zeroed in on Michele's husband, Randy Davis, as the owner of the red pickup truck. They promptly visited his residence, only to find his son, Josh, present. Josh, with his military background and access to his father's vehicle, became a prime suspect. Josh, during questioning, provided an alibi that raised suspicions. He claimed to have been shopping with his sister that day and returned home to spend the evening watching television. However, his account contradicted his father's statement, who claimed to have arrived home around 5:30 p.m. that day. Furthermore, Josh's motive for wanting Michele out of his life became apparent. She intended to claim a portion of his inheritance during the divorce proceedings. Despite these inconsistencies, the police lacked concrete evidence to arrest either Randy or Josh. The investigation hit a roadblock, leaving Michele's family and friends in agonizing limbo. As the search for answers continued, detectives revisited the route Michele had taken on the day of her death, hoping to uncover any overlooked clues. Their persistence paid off when they stumbled upon a surveillance camera at a store near Michele's workplace. The footage, though of poor quality, captured a red pickup truck matching the description of Randy's vehicle parked outside the store around 4 p.m. The driver, whose identity remained obscured, exited the vehicle and entered the store. Despite the grainy images, investigators noticed that the man returned to the pickup truck several times over the next 30 minutes, each time leaving without making a purchase. The final appearance of the pickup truck coincided with Michele's departure from work. With the investigation seemingly at a standstill, detectives made a final attempt to speak with Randy Davis. This time, he agreed to come to the police station and answer their questions. Randy, appearing composed, recounted his activities on September 11th, emphasizing the strain of his impending divorce from Michele after 17 years of marriage. He maintained that he had been at work that day and returned home around 3:45 p.m. However, Randy's alibi crumbled under scrutiny. The surveillance footage contradicted his claim, and his son's testimony further complicated matters. Josh had stated that his father arrived home later, around 5:30 p.m. When confronted with the inconsistencies, Randy remained stoic, refusing to provide a clear explanation. The detectives, sensing Randy's guilt, revealed the shocking truth: Michele had died from a gunshot wound, not from injuries sustained in the accident. This bombshell revelation, known only to Michele's family, caught Randy off guard. His reaction, or lack thereof, spoke volumes. Randy, invoking his right to an attorney, abruptly ended the interrogation. Without a confession or concrete evidence, the police were forced to release him. The investigation had reached an impasse, leaving Michele's loved ones yearning for justice. In the midst of their grief, Michele's family and friends gathered for her funeral on September 15, 2008. Among the mourners was Randy Davis, feigning sorrow and shedding crocodile tears. The stark contrast between his outward display of grief and his suspected involvement in Michele's death was palpable. As the investigation languished, a glimmer of hope emerged from an unexpected source. Josh Davis, accompanied by his lawyer, walked into the police station, ready to make a startling confession. He revealed that on the day of Michele's death, he had witnessed his father, Randy, armed with a gun, leaving the house in a hurry. Josh had tried to dissuade his father from committing a grave mistake, but Randy ignored his pleas and drove away. Upon his return, Randy confessed to Josh that he had shot Michele. Consumed by anger and resentment over the divorce and the prospect of losing a portion of his assets, Randy had succumbed to his darkest impulses. He had followed Michele, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. When the chance presented itself, he rolled down the passenger window and fired the fatal shot. Armed with Josh's testimony, the police finally had the evidence they needed to arrest Randy Davis. He was charged with first-degree murder, but later agreed to a plea deal, pleading guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for a reduced sentence. In 2010, 53-year-old Randy Davis was sentenced to 50 years in prison, bringing a semblance of closure to Michele's family and friends. Though the trial was averted, the sense of justice remained bittersweet. Michele's brother, Todd Cosner, expressed mixed emotions. While relieved that Randy had admitted his guilt, he couldn't help but feel a profound sense of loss and betrayal. The family had welcomed Randy into their lives for 17 years, only to have him shatter their trust and destroy their happiness. The tragic tale of Michele Davis serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked anger, and the lengths to which some individuals will go to protect their perceived interests. It is a story of love, betrayal, and the enduring power of justice, even in the face of unimaginable loss. Don't hesitate to let me know what you think in the comments section, and please like and subscribe. This will help my channel to grow. Thank you for watching.